The Alouettes have hired Tom Higgins to turn the club's fortunes around this season.
Unlike his short-lived predecessor, Dan Hawkins, Higgins actually has CFL coaching experience.
That's right, he won the Grey Cup with the Edmonton Eskimos in 2003, but he's not coached since 2007.
Higgins is back on the sidelines now, though, and was in our connected studio to speak with our Kelly Greig.
Well, I'm joined now by Tom Higgins. Tom, welcome to Montreal.
Well, thank you.
You're a man with a very big task here, and that doesn't even include putting up with Herb Zurkowsky on a weekly basis. But let's start with, why do you think you're the right man for the head coach of the Montreal Alouettes?
Right timing, have the experience. It's one of those things that you need to have a coach that maybe has a little more background and understanding of the CFL. The biggest challenge, my son actually said, is, you've never been head coach outside of the province of Alberta. I've been the head coach of the Edmonton Eskimos as well as the Calgary Stampeders, but now another storied franchise, being here in Montreal. And so it's extremely exciting because it's so rich in tradition. But I have the experience, and I think that that's maybe what the organization was looking for.
Well, I mean, a year ago we were in a very similar position here with a new head coach. Now, he had a few months to prepare his team, and they kind of came out of the gate stumbling. What are you going to do to prepare the team differently this year?
Well, we're putting the pieces together on a daily basis. We're trying to get better each and every day. We put our coaching staff together. We have some experience and some youth, and that's a great blend. And they did some things not too badly last year. Defensively, they were very good, and they were aggressive, and they turned the football.
That was the shining point, really, of the season.
Absolutely. Well, if you have to look for something positive. And also, with having an opportunity to have a mini camp in Florida, and then to have a quarterback camp, and then to have training camp, because there's going to be a new quarterback. And we have to make sure that we have a quarterback that can deliver for us. And what we mean by deliver is win football games. We got to make sure that there's ball security. So we're putting all these little pieces together. I'm getting in touch with the players to make sure that they're having a good off season, that they are focused. They realize when they come in, here's the expectations. We have a plan. We're going to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. I'd like to make sure a plan A works, but if not, then we're going to go to plan B. But we're going to be very organized. We're going to be very fundamentally sound, and we're going to play exciting and entertaining football. And with all of those little ingredients, hopefully that equates to a lot of football wins.
Well, you'll be the man with the plans, that's for sure. But speaking of quarterbacks, I mean, you've coached some of the greats, Doug Flutie, Ricky Ray. What do you hope to bring to the Montreal youth quarterbacks?
Well, a person who actually has been there and has had the opportunity to work with young quarterbacks, but it's a team effort. It's not just me. I said we have an offensive coordinator that has been a quarterback in the CFL, and he's been an offensive coordinator before. We have an experienced offensive line coach that also has CFL experience, as well as our defensive coordinator, who is now also the assistant head coach in Noel Thorpe. When you put those kind of pieces together that are very confident, they understand how to be successful, that will transcend hopefully through to the players. But we have to allow our quarterbacks to be who they are. They can't be Anthony Calvillo. He had one type of style. And I have talked to our quarterbacks already and talked to them about a little bit about Doug Flutie and what Doug Flutie brought to the team, but he used his skills of being a very mobile quarterback. And so we're going to make sure that we're going to utilize the skills that we have within the quarterback skill set and make sure that we're calling plays to their expertise.
Well, of course, modeling your quarterbacks on one of the greatest ones is a pretty good idea, I would say. But I'd like to move on to something that's been talked about a lot, and it's the relationship between you and Jim Popp. So let's set the record straight about what exactly that relationship is like.
It's nothing but been outstanding. And as difficult as it was, he understands this profession. And it's a tough profession. It's a transient profession. But Bob Wettenhall, who the owner, decided in his own mind that he wanted to have two people to do the two jobs. Being the general manager and head coach is a huge undertaking, and I've held that title before, but you really can only do one job well. And that was his thought as well, that two people are going to do the two different jobs. And I couldn't be more blessed because Jim Popp is probably one of the best general managers in all of North America. He does an outstanding job of bringing in talent. And so he's going to continue to bring in talent. He's going to allow me the opportunity to coach, and there is no... there could have been for a couple of minutes that he wanted to be the general manager and head coach, but that was not going to be the case. And so I'm hoping that I was his second, third, fourth, or fifth choice, but it doesn't matter. I am the coach, and the relationship has been outstanding, and I would anticipate that it will continue to be.
All right, well, one last question, Tom. Very important, because I know you're new to Montreal. Poutine or smoked meat?
Smoked meat.
Okay, well, that's what we're going with. So for the rest of the season, Alouettes fans, expect some smoked meat sandwiches on Tom Higgins every win, right?
There you go, exactly.
There you go. So thanks so much for joining us today, Tom. We really appreciate it.
My
and
pleasure.
good luck in the
Thank you.
season.